I mean, look at stuff like this. This thing's crazy. Horn works. Hey everybody, Josh the RV nerd of Bish's RV, and I get requests constantly. Why don't you cover more motorhomes? What do you have against them? I have nothing against them. They're fun. I just don't get the chance to run into them very often. But I'm out here at our Meridian, Idaho store, and I saw one of these new Jayco Granite Ridges. I first saw this thing when they debuted it way back in like August of last year, and I just never had a chance to put my hands on one. I will say this, it's not my kind of camping, but I get it, it's fun. This is for someone, if you don't like people, and you want to get away from people, and you want to go do stuff away from people and have a fun, active lifestyle without people, this is the rig for you right here. It could be a good solo or couples rig. It's got a twin to king vertible bed system in it, but it's not the interior of this one that I think really excites me about it. One of the things I like about it is the Ford Transit chassis, because it actually has enough cab space. If you are a long-legged Paul Bunyan type guy like me, you can actually fit in the cab of this thing. Not to mention just all the driver convenience features like the lane keep assist, the early collision warning, all that normal Ford safety stuff is in here. It's all the outside stuff on this one that's so much fun. Like in the back of this sucker, you want to fold up some e-bikes, or you got big trail bikes or something like that, you've got some serious junk in the trunk storage space on this one. It has a 360 watt factory standard solar panel on top and a 3.9 kilowatt hour lithium battery built right on this thing right here. So if you really want to spend extended time away from things using that 2,000 watt inverter to run a lot of your householdy kind of stuff, this is an RV that kind of camp where you want, when you want. It's got lift kits and the J-Ride suspension package. So, I mean, it's going to be super comfy, obviously, for road use and highway use, but it's made for getting off the paved paths and going somewhere that you define as camping. And I think there's something really cool and fun about that.
And even though this is technically a Class C, when I get in this thing, I get those van life vibes, because it's a compact, cozy, we could say, no slide little jet set run around rig right here. And you know what? For some people, they're gonna be like, haha, nope, not my thing. Like, I'll tell you, this is not my style of RVing, but that doesn't mean it's not for somebody else and that it's not fun. So I just want to kind of go through, and I'm going to try to give you like the quick punch list highlights of this thing. I'm not going to be able to cover every single nut, bolt, widget, and whiz bang in this rig as we go today. I just kind of want to give you the meat and potatoes sort of portion of it. One of the nice things, of course, with this being something where you're kind of probably going to go where it's a little dirty, it is totally carpetless, so it's going to be very easy to clean. And between the dual pane Euro style acrylic windows and the soft touch ceiling liner, it's going to be very quiet in here, both at your destination where you're looking for that peaceful mindset, as well as while you're going down the road. That's one of the things people don't realize in a motorized RV is that everything tends to rattle. Like when you're going down the road, you are probably going to put that sink cover away, because it's going to all over the place all the time. Also, what do you think about this? In my towable RV review videos, I'll point out when an entry door window has a privacy shade, which a lot of them do. But most of the time, you can't operate it from inside the RV. What's funny is what we're looking at here is what the shade supplier Lippert originally tried to implement, and people said they hated it, and I never understood why. Do you think that's something that should maybe roll into the more towable market? I'd be kind of curious what you think there. Now, your front seats up here in the Transit chassis, as you can tell, they can spin around, and you could even use one as a way to hold your jacket, like I've done over there on the left. We're going to call it Little Gray Riding Hood, because, it's riding practically on the hood. Moving on from there, sorry, I'm stupid. This is a large infotainment center here, which currently is just telling you, well, nothing, because I don't have power on in the RV. That's the warning sticker that's on it. But my point there is, whether it's navigation or entertainment or whatever, it's very easy to see, which as the driver glancing down for navigation purposes is really, really nice. Like, I'm somebody who, I always run navigation anytime I'm out of town on my phone, and I always keep it like right next to my steering wheel and stuff, so it's in the most direct line of sight, so I spend the least amount of time with my eyes off the road as possible. Now, up front here, this front custom cab area, it's got little cargo side pockets. What we're looking at here is part of the optional, basically it's a living room, bedroom, TV swaperator is kind of what it is, where this is called a key block system, and there's actually a whole world of accessories. Like, there's actually little basketball hoops that you could hook up to this, so on a rainy day, if you want to sit inside and play Nerf hoops, you could do something like that in here. But there's a TV both in the bedroom and for up here that you could move around. Now, one of the hiccups with what I do is I do not like using fisheye wide-angle lenses, because I think it's a very deceptive way to represent something. It's not how it really, really looks. So sometimes like this, the camera shot's going to be very up close and personal. One of the things I thought about is, how the heck is my fat gut supposed to slide around that table? Well, like a lot of motorhomes, it has some kind of handy-dandy, slidey-glidey kind of dining situation, which is obviously a very technical term. It sounds like something Krusty the Clown would have off The Simpsons. What is up with the cushion? Oh, the cushion on the left is upside down. I'm like, why does that look weird? That's what's going on. So I stepped back and I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, but that still doesn't solve the problem for the person who's sitting, you know, all the way over there by the window. And thankfully, they thought of that too. Once you get to your destination and you spin all that around, you actually, if you do want to have a couple friends over, you legit could, like, sit here, have a meal, play some cards, whatever the case may be. You could slide that table away from the window in transit as well. You just obviously can't slide it forward like I've done here for transit, because, well, I think it's pretty obvious. It's just not going to fit. Now, something else that I started looking at was all the cabinetry here, because, again, when you're going down the road, cabinet doors in a lot of RVs have a way of rattling around. Well, one of the cool things that I discovered here is that they're using almost like an aircraft style latch system on these to help keep everything in place. So it's not jiggle banging all over the place, which is a technical term when you're roller quaking down the road. And glancing up in there, I was pleasantly surprised that overall, I thought that was a pretty decent pocket of storage, and I like the fact that I don't have to juggle the stupid thing open with my head all the time, and I really like all the little indirect lighting fixtures that they have all over the place here. Now, one of the things that I like is the Firefly Smart Command System on here, and I see this in a lot of motorized, and it does a couple cool things that I really, really like. One of my favorite things, though, is just when it says light on, off, it's all of them. Now, you can go through and control those individually. There's some other things you can do, but another cool thing on this is it does have an auto gen start feature. So we're going to see the generator, it's a gas generator outside, but if you're going to be away for a while, and let's say you have a dog in here, or you don't want the interior temperature to be sweltering when you come back from a hiking trip or something like that. Well, it gives you the ability to have the generator kick on under a couple different specific circumstances. It also has, like right when you walk in the door, you can do things like turn on all of your lighting like we just saw, or like just your inside or outside accent lighting, like your awning light or your inside accent lights. So if you want to sneak in while somebody's already in bed and not really disturb everybody, you have the opportunity to do that. Now there's a bunch of little like cargo cutaways like this. Any little nook, cranny, pocket of space they did something with. They were very good about no space gone to waste in here. Now, if you need counter space, you have it, because that is a portable, removable induction cooktop. In theory, if you wanted to, you could probably even take that thing outside and do some cooking on it. The other thing I noticed on here, I like what they're doing with the sound and entertainment system. Instead of like integrated inside-outside speakers, it's just a portable JBL speaker, which is something I've been preaching in the towable RV world for a while. Like, I am not a big fan of integrated RV speaker systems at this point. And I think that especially a nice little JBL sound speaker like that, it's lightweight, it's easily rechargeable. You can just, hook it up to your belt clip or your bike and go wherever you want with it. There's a bunch of different little things you can do. Giving you a look at, again, it's tight quarters, but the kitchen storage here, peeking you all the way around. I do like that 1, 2, 3 triple up drawer space that they have going on there in the kitchen. And that is a 5.3 cubic foot, 12 volt DC compressor fridge, so very fast cooling. Now, you don't have a traditional oven, but you do have an electric oven up top there in the form of that convection microwave.
And I found that when I describe it as an electric oven, a lot of people suddenly realize that you actually can do some baking in those. Pretty much anything that you could bake in a traditional RV gas oven, you can cook in that thing. And with this RV's, power systems, like having the integrated generator and everything on board, like you have full use of this RV systems anywhere you want, anytime you want, which is obviously awful darn handy. Plus, again, this thing, so there's actually, if you read the specs on this, there's two different battery systems in play. There's the, there's dual, what are they, 70 amp hour AGM, so dry batteries that are on this thing. That's more for like your chassis stuff. For the actual cab living area, you've got that a 3.9 kilowatt hour lithium battery on this thing, which that's a ton of power available for you. And between the generator, the solar panel on top, there's a lot of different ways that you can, get that powered up for you and get it recharged, even while you're not hooked up to park power. I do like that little magnet hold back right there. Pretty traditional RV. Again, very similar to that sort of van lifey thing where we've got a wombo combo wet bath. Obviously with your dental floss retractor right here, which is actually, obviously, as many of you know, a clothesline. I was shocked. I thought I was going to bash my head when I stood up in the shower. I was pleasantly surprised that I did not do that. And while you're showering, you can keep an eye on the great outdoors. Or not. You could close that. Now that I'm thinking about it, one thing, that is a cloth day-night shade right next to a water source. I don't know that I love that. Now, real quick, I want to mention, I'll be the first to tell you, I am not a supreme motorized expert. I'll never claim to know everything about towables, but I definitely spend a lot more of my time there. So if there's some aspect of this that I don't know or don't understand, take me with Mary Poppins style, a spoonful of sugar right here, and leave me a note in the comment section. If I got that wrong, let me know what's correct so I don't keep getting it wrong. So moving on from there, it is easy to miss. It is more than just a mirror on the wall. That actually is an integrated, molded medicine cabinet, little Lipitorage storage built right into there. And again, being all super wombo combo-y, we do have that fold down, almost truck camper style sink there. Obviously, you're going to need to fold that away to use the bathroom facilities. But once again, I was fairly, I'll say, pleasantly surprised that when you sit on that toilet, there actually was, I think, pretty decent room, all things considered. Now, when we get back here into the bedroom, there's a couple different ways I could see somebody doing this. If you're more of a soloist, I don't know, maybe you want to lay long ways across this thing. That might give you the most space. Although I'll also say, these giant custom, foam mattresses they have, these things, I don't think suck. Now, bed comfort is something that's very subjective and different for every individual person. I didn't hate it. I thought they were pretty nice. I could also see somebody just getting this out of here and just using that like a central stand as well. Nothing says you have to leave the cushions in their current configuration, Once again, though, great window coverage with these Euro acrylic style windows. And if I stepped outside, actually, hold on. Let me give you a sound demo. So here's me just standing inside this thing right now when I quit talking. And here is the camera without my noise canceling microphone when I step outside. As you can tell, those windows severely blot out the noise, which is very, very nice. Now, you may have noticed the central air ducting going through here. The air conditioner is located directly above us. This is a Coleman Mach air unit, which is a little bit quieter than some. It's not a dedicated, specifically whisper ducted air system, but it's also not the loudest thing I've ever seen out there. And being centralized will help. The direct dump air conditioners are the ones that'll really just cause you to almost go deaf sometimes when they start roaring like Katy Perry. And I want to get under here a little bit because you see that little central shelf pocket hanging down. I think that'd be potentially your overnight, phone hanger kind of place, so that your phones are charging, but they're out of the way, but they're still readily available. And just like we've seen in the rest of the RV, you've got that,
again, aircrafty kind of style sort of door hardware on this thing. What I also liked is how you have 4 dresser drawers back here. That's something I didn't exactly expect. Now, obviously, you don't have like a lot of hanging storage in this, but I suspect the type of folks that are finding a get off the beaten path kind of rig like this are not looking for a place to hang up Uncle Gary's Sunday dresses. That's just a personal theory that I have in relation to the usage of this RV. I could certainly be mistaken. Now, let me spin you around like a record, baby, very, very slowly here. And actually, imagine waking up in the morning and you just, I don't know, like out here, out west, like some of the views that I've seen, like from some of our Montana stores, like it just feels like the whole area and the whole country has been touched by God when you see some of this stuff out there. When you actually see nature and you can't see highways, it's just incredible. But anyway, when you're laying in bed, this could be what you're looking at here. And again, if you have no use for the TV, it's optional. Or if you have no use for it up here in the bedroom space, that same TV dismounts and then just remounts up here so that if for some reason you do want to keep up on the entertainment, she's there and she's available.
All right, so first of all, just the very basics here. We are on the Ford Transit 350 HD all-wheel drive chassis right here. It's got about 156-inch wheelbase on it, and that does run via the power of a 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6. That's a 310 horsepower engine with about 400 foot-pounds of torque, all that fun things. Also has a 10-speed transmission, which is something that is kind of nice to be able to give you the power to get up big hills when you need it, but also not completely murder your miles per gallon when you're up those higher speeds on the highway. That being said, if you're shopping a motorhome based on its MPGs, you're probably gonna be up for a disappointment. Holy crap, dude! I just noticed the thickness of these baggage doors. Sweet jeepers, that's legit. I also love the fact that all these baggage doors have these little magnet holdbacks with like the self-clasping clips on those things. Those are just the nice little detail things that I look for right there. Now, obviously, you see this is a 2800 gas generator, should be able to run just about anything and everything in the RV when you want it, where you want it. I love these beefy like running boards, and climbing in and out of the driver's seat a few times felt pretty darn good here. Now, these are some very serious sneakers, these BF Goodrich like off-road all-terrain tires that we're looking at. But that's something you can see. If you could kind of peek past those a little bit, that's where you start to see the work of the J-Ride package. And that's a whole bundle of things that Jayco puts in here. One of the Jayco initiatives on their motorized platform is that getting there should be as fun as getting there. Wait. No, I'm sorry. Getting there should be as fun as being there. I'm an idiot who obviously doesn't edit his content very much. That rolled out of my mouth and I was like, wait, something sounded wrong. But there's things like they have extra, like they bulk up on the front and rear, like stabilizer bars. So if you get hit by a wicked cross breeze or something like that, you don't go flying all over the place. Things like the Hellwig Helper springs. They've got, specifically on these, they have it's called a Van Compass is the name of the brand, front and rear lift kit on here, just to really give it some nice ground clearance. And, again, if you're going to go off paved roads, that's kind of a nice thing. That's also one of the reasons they went with the power step as opposed to the step down bucket that some C's will do. It gives you a little bit better ground clearance in the middle of the body when you're, going over the humps and the bumps and whatnot. Now, I want to talk about a couple things. Actually, let's work our way down. Let's start at the top roof line here. As we saw in our early floor plan in a flash, you've got that factory standard cargo rack up there, 360-watt solar panel, and this one is outfitted with the optional Starlink satellite system, because if you're going to be in one of these and you're going to go boldly where no person has gone before, basically Star Trek style, but you still want to stay connected, Starlink really is pretty much one of the best solutions for that. It's not a standard item, and it's a little spendy, but it's one of those things, if you don't got it, you don't got it. You don't have internet connection, basically, without it here. Like all your Jaycos, you've got that 2+ 3 year warranty. And in the world of motorized RVs, heck, even in towables, that's just such an exceptionally uncommon thing where they just provide more coverage, and more peace of mind on more things right here. The slide open little like pull out exterior camp kitchen is another one of the options that are on these. And if I would have just seen that entry on paper, I don't think I would care so much about it. But now that I have seen it, this is kind of exciting. Now, in case you're kind of curious, basically both the little fridge and the stovetop are on these little slide out locking drawers. So they're open when you need them, they're gone when you don't. And this is one of those, like, you know, 12 volt 110 chest fridge freezer wombo combos, whatever you want it to be. If you don't want it setting in there, you can always slide that tray open. You can like bring that down to the ground or on your table or whatever, and you can run it there. You don't necessarily have to put the stovetop away to get to it. Where did that piece of paper come from? All right, well, the angels on high are throwing litter at me. That's not very kind of them. And it's not a real camp kitchen sink with a drain, but you do have a handy little kind of wash basin over here, or as my Tennessee grandma would call it, a wash basin. You do have, it's maybe kind of tucked in there, I don't know if you can see it, a hot cold outside utility shower. It has one of those little sprayer hose kind of jobs that attaches to it as well. Now let's talk about the windows. These are those like acrylic Euro style windows. One of the nice benefits of that is they are exceptionally noise canceling, but those windows are 2.5 times more insulating than the very best, quote, dual pane windows that you typically find in like the towable RV world, where you find most of my videos. So, you know, not only just for the noise cancellation, but just the thermal consistency. I can't even talk today. I don't even know why anybody watches this. I am such an idiot. I do like the multifunction sort of utility cargo racks that exist both in the middle section and on both doors. But look at this. This is a cargo area. You know, you're going to have shifting cargo down here if it rubs into the front wall because you got to stab the brakes or something. They built it with the kind of materials where that's not going to be a problem. And like the extra little cargo netting on top, just to really maximize and utilize all the different space every way you possibly could. I like what they've done down in here. Now, if you notice too, they do also have a forced air heated vent back here. And one of the reasons I think that is really a key clutch detail is due to the fact that if you think about it, if you remember where this cavity is located in relation to your bedroom, it's directly below the headboard area of your bed. So if you were chilly climate camping overnight and you didn't have a heated cavity below you, you would be freezing all night. Because like one of the things they teach in wilderness survival is that if you have to spend a night in the woods, you want to try to find a way to put some sort of insulation below you. Not just like we think of like putting a blanket above us in our households, but you got to put it below you to kind of act as a thermal barrier between you and the earth, because otherwise she will try to suck the heat out of your body. Back here, of course, you know, not rated for like big heavy duty towing because it's a shorter, lighter kind of rig. But if you want to bring like a small trailer, an ATV or something with you, it is prepped and ready for that. And I am noticing any sort of exposed metal here, they have almost like a truck bed spray on liner kind of coating on it. Just, you know, whether you're going through, you know, bushes, brush, or anything like that, just to help keep it protected and in just better looking working order. Our you know, docking center over here, this is like a Nautilus style hookup system. One of the nice things about this, as long as you know your colors, white, green, red, blue, and you can look at that picture, it tells you exactly what to do. Like if you need to put it into winterizing mode, if you want to, you know, fill your fresh tank or whatever the case may be. Some of those things are a little less intuitive, although I will say overall, as an industry, the RV world has gotten better about running those kind of things, while making them easier for an end user to run without a PhD in campology. And I make no secret about the fact that most of what I do is towable. I don't get a chance to put my hands on motorized like I always would. So there's definitely a couple widgets and whiz bangs that I have overlooked or missed or something like that. So definitely give our team a call if you want to learn a little bit more about one of these, or take it for a test drive. I mean, that's one of the coolest things about a motorhome. You actually get to know what it's like on the road a little bit, or at least you have the opportunity to know what it's like on the road a little bit before you hand over your hard-earned paycheck. And I think that's a very, very cool thing. So, of course, I'll drop you a link to our website where you can check for pricing and availability down in the video description. When you're ready, we're ready, and we'd love to meet you. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. Kind of paused there, because I thought I was going to say something, and then I didn't.